Alright, bro, listen to me carefully because if you're anything like me, this might just change your life. Now, today we're talking about, inner trauma and kind of the shadow, Carl Jung's shadow. I want to talk about that because my shadow is, my shadow is, I never feel like I'm enough, you know. Basically, I never feel like I'm enough, and this is connected to like childhood trauma and whatever, inner trauma, generational trauma, everything like that. And because of that, I never feel like I'm enough, which means that everything I do doesn't feel like it's enough. The actions I'm taking never feel like they're enough. No, it feels like there's always something lacking and I could always be doing more, and there's always something I can do better and more, and I want to do it more and better. And it just leads into, if I'm not careful, it leads into this very harming cycle of self-beating and self-doubt and feeling like I'm not good enough because whatever. So this has resulted in the problem is here, bro. This has resulted in me half-assing whatever I'm doing at the moment. Why? Because I'm doing something. Let's take, I'm setting, for example, I'm setting for an offer. But instead of focusing on my work and being devoted to my work and, being my best at my work, because I'm bringing all of my attention into my work, instead of that, because I'm constantly feeling like I'm not doing enough, I'm always looking for something else, for something more, for something new. That's why when I was that's why when I was on an offer that I can be making 2k a month, I was making $1,000 a month. When I was on an offer where I could be making 3k a month, I was making $1,000 a month. That's why. That's why when I was on an offer that I could be making 7k a month, I was doing 3k a month. Because I was constantly looking for the next opportunity. I was always half-assing it, bro. I'm setting, things are going good, I'm booking calls, I'm getting commissions. And instead of focusing on that and doubling down on that, wow, I'm winning, bro. You always double down when you win, but no. Instead of me doing that, I'm like starting to doubt myself. Oh, but I'm speaking to these guys and I'm meeting these guys and they own their own businesses and I'm here just a setter. I don't want to be just a setter. That's not enough. I want to be a setter manager. So guess what? At the height, at the height of my setting capabilities, bro, I was on the best offer of my life. Oh, like I was on the best offer that I've been on so far, by far. Things were going good. We were getting closes. Instead of me doubling down, guess what I did, bro? I started managing on a beginning offer, which took away a lot of my focus, but didn't bring back any returns because it was a starter offer, it was a beginning offer. While the offer I was setting for, it's like, bro, it's a proven offer running for over 4 years now with a great team, proven track record. They're at 100k months, bro. They're making 150k months. They were aiming at a 200k month. But instead of me focusing on that, instead of me doubling down on what works when I'm winning, I went and took almost half of my focus, if not even more, towards that beginner offer, managing it. Because now I can say I'm managing, you know. Now I can be like, oh yeah, I'm setting and I'm managing an offer. Because I wanted to sound enough, I wanted to sound cool. I wanted to be more. And then instead of me doubling down on setting, when I saw managing for this offer didn't bring me any money, you know what I did? I started looking for more offers to manage instead of doubling down on what already works. Which resulted in me not making almost any money for the last 2 months on that offer, and then I got fired. Because I allowed my focus to be disturbed, and it's not even a shiny object syndrome, bro, because it's not something new. No, my my case is not a shiny object syndrome. It's I never feel like what I'm doing is enough, bro. So I'm constantly looking for more. This constantly looking for more is what distracts me and doesn't allow me to perform at my best at anything, because I'm always looking at multiple things at a time, which means I'm never performing at my best at one thing, which means I'm not maximizing the results, I can be getting. I'm an extremely high skilled setter, bro, and despite of that, there's people all around me who are worse than setting at me, but they've made more money in their life with setting because they've been devoted to it, because they focused on it. I'm setting now, that's my focus, that's what I do every day. I do that for 3 months, for 5 months, boom, then I go into the next thing. And that's the paradox, bro. Like if I just devoted my time, my energy, my attention, my focus towards being the best I can be at what I'm currently doing, if I just did that, I transition into management anyway in 3 or 5 months or 6 months. And this is a pattern I've been repeating over and over again with everything in my life, across every area of my life. I'm constantly looking for the next thing, for the next opportunity. As soon as I make some success, I'm looking for the next thing, because I don't feel like what I'm doing right now is enough. I don't feel like my actions are enough. That's the inner trauma, basically, bro. That's Jung's shadow. I don't feel like my life is worth documenting, so guess what? I'm not documenting it. I'm not filming as much as I want to. Although I can be such an amazing content creator, and I am such an amazing content creator, bro, I never allow myself to embrace that and dive into that, because I feel like my life right now is not good enough to be filmed. The way I'm speaking to you is not good enough to be filmed. The room behind me is not good enough of a background for me to film in. The people I'm meeting lunch with, the food I'm eating, bro, I don't feel like that's good enough for me to film. The conversations I'm having, the activities, my hobbies, I don't feel like that's good enough. I love going to the mountains, but I don't feel like the mountains in Bulgaria are good enough. I'm gonna start filming the mountains when I go to the Alps in Italy, bro. Or when I go to the Dolomites in Italy, whatever. When I go to the Himalayas, bro, then I'll film. When I move into my new apartment, then I'll start filming. When my friends, or when I'm friends with more successful people, then I'll start filming, When my food looks more aesthetic and Pinterest-like, and going with the narrative, then I'll start filming. Every single area of my life has suffered because of that feeling that I'm not good enough, and which makes me doubt myself. And any progress I do make, any wins I do have, because I have many wins, I never feel like they're enough, so I never fully embrace them. Which means that I can never fully get into my dream life path. I can never fully get into it, because as soon as I get near to it, I go in the other direction. Or as soon as I tip my toes into it, I say, oh no, that's not it. It's like, imagine you're looking for gold, bro, and you're mining and you start seeing some little scrapes of gold, some little dust gold. You start seeing dust gold, you start seeing little miniaturistic pieces of gold, bro, like this. You start seeing them in the cave, and you're mining and you just start seeing them, and instead of going, oh, we're doing good, let's continue, clearly this is the right direction. Clearly I'm on the right path. And you continue mining in the same direction. What I do instead is I see the little gold pieces and the little gold dust, and I say, oh no, that's not what I'm after. I'm after the big chunks of gold. That's what I'm looking for. Here is only, I can see only small chunks of gold here. I've been mining for 2 meters now, only small chunks of gold. Let me go in the other direction. Let me go left. Clearly that's not the right path. There's only small pieces of gold here. Right? That's a very accurate representation of what my thinking and action taking and decision making process looks like, which is very self-sabotaging, of course. And then I feel bad about it, and then I realize about it after a year or so, bro. After a couple months pass, I realize about it. Or with girls, bro, like a girl clearly likes me, for example. She wants to have something to do with me, and instead of me embracing it, instead of me diving into it, I'm like, oh, I don't have enough money right now to go on a date. Oh, I'm too sweaty right now to go and get physical with her. Oh, my clothes are not good enough right now, or fucking, my face fat is too much right now. Let me shred for a few days and then I'll come back. Like bullshit like that, bro. Today actually I'm very busy. No, let's delay it. Oh no, like today I'm not feeling it. I always find a reason why now is not the right moment. And guess what? If your thinking is like that, then it will never be the right moment. And you'll never get what you're after. Because you give up as soon as you get close to it. You just stop pursuing it as soon as you get close to it. How am I aware about these things about myself? I'm doing a lot of inner work, bro. That's the only way you can overcome these traumas and insecurities and mental blocks you have in yourself in order to get to the next level. The only way you can get there is through a lot of inner work. A lot of thinking, bro. Leaving a lot of space for your mind and heart to float and discover these things slowly, one by one. Through comparing your symptoms to what the greats have said about it, bro. I mean, reading psychology, reading philosophy, reading all these people who spend their lives discovering these things and understanding and trying to make sense of the human nature. The complex human nature, bro. The only way to discover these things about yourself and overcome these things about yourself and let go of these things is by lots and lots of inner work. Lots of time alone, lots of thinking, monk mode, if you call it, whatever, like limiting the distractions, bro, limiting the amount of distractions that you're surrounding yourself with, so yeah, you can hear your inner voice. That's the only way to overcome this, and it's not a destination, it's a process. There's no canon events in this shit. It's not like you read something or you do something and you just get a thought one day and it's like, that's it, and then everything in your life turns around. No, it's not like that. You can only see the change and you can only see the growth when you look back. You're like, oh, I've actually come pretty far, if I compare myself 1 year ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 I've actually come pretty far. Because it's It is the little things, it's the continuous little process. It's a never ending process, honestly, bro. Overcoming and letting go of these traumas that limit everything you do on a subconscious level. Everyone's got these, and I suggest you go and start doing your fair share of inner work. Because again, if you're anything like me, you can see how this feeling that I'm not enough, which is, again, childhood trauma, we don't need to get into that, but is limiting so many aspects of my life, and then I'm beating myself up because of it. I'm beating myself up because it's like I feel like I'm not doing enough work, where it's just I'm getting distracted, and as soon as I'm doing good, I'm not doubling down on it. If you're anything like me, go on full speed, bro. Don't save anything for the flight back, like it's the expression. Go fucking full speed, fully dive into it, bro. Fully embrace it. Jump head on. Head first, jump in it, bro. Jump in it, I'm telling you. Jump in it, because it's gonna be the scariest shit you've done, and yet the greatest shit you've done. Jump in it fully. Whatever you're doing, be like how horses have these things they put on the two sides of their eyes, like this, bro, so they don't distract themselves. That way horses can only see front, and they can see with their peripheral vision. They can see this or this, because when they can see this and this, they get distracted by the things around the road all the time. They're just like this, and they're not walking straight. But when you put these on, they don't see what's here and they don't see what's here. No, they only see forward. Focus. And they walk forward. They walk in a straight line. It's the same with us. If you're doing something good, and chances are you're doing something good right now, you're building some momentum up right now, because you're always building momentum. It's just most times it doesn't turn into anything because you remove your foot from the pedal as soon as you start accelerating, bro. Imagine you're trying to overcome someone, like you're on the highway and there's this really slow truck right here and you're trying to overcome it, and you start overcoming it, but then just get your foot off the accelerator. Guess what? The slow truck is gonna go in front of you because he's keeping his direction, as opposed to you're like you put down your foot on the gas pedal for a bit, and then as soon as you start building up that momentum, as soon as you start overtaking him, you're like, you remove the pedal, you stop accelerating, and the slow truck, because his movement is continuous, it's consistent, he's still in front of you and you don't overcome him. You're like, you slowly the distance between you and him grows bigger and bigger, because you're just half-assing it. If you're gonna overcome somebody, bro, do it, no hesitation. If you hesitate, your chances of you bumping head on, like this with another car who's coming from the opposite direction are very high. They're extremely high. That's why when you overtake, if you decide to overtake, yeah, it's risky, but if you do decide to overtake, looking around, no cars coming, line is fairly straight, whatever, then you overtake with no hesitation. You go on the left and you put your foot down You put your foot down and you don't remove it until the risk is gone and you're back to the safely line in front of the vehicle you are trying to overtake. If you start overtaking somebody and you hesitate in the middle, it's like you start overcoming, you put your foot down, but then you see a car coming and you're like, oh, what do I do? Do I go back? Do I go? Like, that moment of hesitation will cost you your life. And it's the same in the real world. It's the absolutely same, bro. That moment of hesitation, smack it the fuck up and man up, bro. Telling you. I don't want to get into another topic, this video is about not feeling enough and that making you question everything you're doing and always look for the next thing, for the better thing, instead of doubling down on what's working right now. That's the topic of the video. I don't want to distract myself, but yeah, it's a nice analogy with the overtaking. You're enough and you deserve that you're enough and you deserve everything that's coming to you. Never forget that. Remind it to yourself constantly. Say this to yourself 200 times a day, bro. I'm enough and I deserve what's coming to me. I'm enough and I deserve it. I'm enough and I deserve it. I'm enough and I deserve it. This is your new mantra. This is what I've been doing, honestly. And yeah, it's working great. I'm enough and I deserve it. Say this to yourself over and over and over and over again until you start believing that shit. And then continue saying it. Until it's just in the back of your mind, always. Always, bro. The same as breathing is in the back of your mind, always. No matter what you do, you're always breathing. Same thing with I'm enough and I deserve it. And, the second thing, of course, is inner work and like discovering actually what's causing you and what scenario or emotion or thing that happened in your life or relationship with somebody caused you to feel like you are not enough and subsequently that your actions are not enough. Find out what caused that. And then go on with the mantra. That's my advice to you, bro. That's something I continue to work on every day. And I will continue to work on every day for the inevitable future. So, yeah. Hope it was useful.